we're in for an exciting treat as we have a very special guest joining us. He's a world-renowned chef, entrepreneur, and a true trailblazer in the culinary industry. But our next guest is not just a chef. He's a force in Nigeria's food scene, continuously pushing boundaries and reshaping the way we experience food. He's here to talk about the culinary industry in Nigeria, his remarkable journey, and his latest venture, the newly established Chef Fregz Group Forward. Now I'm talking about Buwemi Fregene, also known as Chef Fregz. Welcome. You know me, I like food.
Thank you so much.
The only time I see you, I was like, oh, it's so close to something
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I think my first question would just be, when I thought about us doing this interview, I was thinking back to like my very first memory of you just even doing this and just being one of the first people to really make being a chef just look so glamorous. I know it's not easy, but you just made it look cool. I remember I used to do this event at the Get Arena back then.
No, you're not telling the story right, and I don't mean to interrupt.
No, please tell me.
Before Get Arena, you used to come to my house to eat when I would cook food for. I used to write. I started writing for Bella Niger.
Yes.
I started the cuisine column. I remember sitting with Uche at the time. I was like, you have everything but food. I want to write about it. It didn't go well the first post. Right, the second post, it was good. And I started shooting what we now call content for Bella Niger at the time. And you used to tag along with some people. With
Olamide
and people. So you used to eat the food I was cooking for content. And that was what led to my Get Arena days.
Yeah. She was trying to leave that out so that we know that she's come to your house. Don't mind that. She knows what she's doing. You're trying to leave it out like, it was like
But my question is, when you think about that, like you just said, then we didn't even know what to call it, content.
Yeah.
There was something within you.
And honestly, you know, a woman I respect so much said that I should try and own it. I did make this thing cool. Yeah. And I don't mean it from an arrogant place. I think after doing this for nearly 15 years, it's okay to, if nobody will give me my flowers, I should smell my own roses. Yeah. So I remember, but I wasn't planning to make anything cool. I wasn't planning to make anything a thing. I was just following my dreams. I was following my passion. I just wanted to cook, Shaitan. I just really, really wanted to cook. And I just thought if Jamie Oliver, if Gordon Ramsay, if Ainsley Harriott could do it, they don't have two heads, I could.
Exactly. So what my question to you now is, when you think about yourself then and everything that you've achieved and accomplished till now, how does that make you feel? Like, what would you say to someone who is now thinking, okay, you know what, maybe this thing is not so bad? How would you encourage
How it will
them?
make me feel, like when I compare where I'm coming from to now, honestly speaking, I just want more, actually. I don't think I've really started. I think I've just done 100-meter race. I think there's like, you know, it's still a marathon I'm running. To advise anybody who wants to start this, it's a different time now, I must say, you know. The culinary industry in Nigeria has evolved. It's really robust, it's rich. And to a point, you can even say it's saturated. But you can never have too much food. You can never have too much creative talent. And I think anybody that wants to go into this space, please come, take up space. You know, make your own mark. Chef Fregz is a very, even if in the ocean, even if there's a blue whale, as big as a blue whale is, the ocean is still big enough for other aquatic life, no matter how big and small they are, to still take up space.
100%.
And, you know, and create impact as well. Has a jellyfish stung you before? You scream.
All right, okay, so I'll first ask, like, you know, how big a deal is being a chef in Nigeria? You know, like, there are some people that would talk about maybe not being appreciated enough, you know, and the fear of going to the business and not actually making it. I mean, you are one of the biggest chefs in Nigeria. And did you have that fear when you were starting, like, of not actually making it this big?
Oh, no, I didn't have a fear. To answer your last question, I didn't have any fear of making it big or not. I knew I was going to make it because I really took time out to position myself in a very spiritual and physical way to be a chef, you know. I knew I wanted to do it. And my own thinking was, it's food. People have to eat. I always say that it's not a Louis Vuitton or Prada bag that you can say, oh, it's a luxury or not. Food isn't a luxury. Even if there's luxury food and not so luxurious food, it's food. You eat for emotional enjoyment. You eat for literally to survive. Yeah. So I knew I was going into the right profession because I asked myself, I said, I was in Kaduna when I was serving for NYSC, and I thought to myself, I bought dried fried fish and gari from a woman every day that came to the office at the time. I was working at Starcoms then. And I used to eat this peppered fish with soya. Like, if she's taking my 200 naira every day, I can take somebody's money every day too. However, I would tell people that it's not always glamorous. It's not always lights, camera, action. I mean, we live in a day where being a content creator is this, golden fleece that everybody wants to catch. But some days it's not about content. It's about doing the work. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's thankless. And if you want to be a chef, and you want to run a business in Nigeria or anywhere in the world, you now have to become a businessman. And you have to some days separate being a creative person from being a business owner. And that's a completely different thing. And it will mess with who you are psychologically, just how you're made up. So it's a big learning curve. So yes, anyone that wants to go into it, please do it. But it will come with its challenges like anything. But it's what you're made of that would, separate you from the pack.
Fantastic. So let's talk about the Chef Fregz group, the launch of Forward. What inspired this new chapter in your culinary journey, and why now? And what is it about exactly?
Do you want the lights, camera, action answer or the truth?
The truth.
Depression. It was depression. I was in a very low state last year. It was a build-up. I was not very happy where I was personally and business-wise. But, I've learned that sometimes when it's like a ball that you take down in water, even if it feels like it's going out, that pressure is going to bring it back up. So I was in a low place, but the only way was forward. And I know it sounds so cliche to say, but forward came to me when I realized that the evolution of the Chef Fregz brand had to be without me. As crazy as it sounds, but that's what it needed to happen. I've been doing this for nearly 15 years, cooking for private clients in Nigeria, around the world. I've cooked in Dubai, Morocco, Italy, France. I've done quite a bit, and there's still more to do. Yeah. But it's not always about me. When I'm not there, what happens? So I launched something a few years ago called Fregz. It did well until it didn't. COVID happened. Some business decisions were not quite great, but I knew it was a great product. And I always had this idea to do something in honor of my mom. My mom is my first inspiration. Her and my aunt, Rosenuma, they are my favorite cooks in the world. And I always wanted to do something in their honor, so to speak. So, especially in my mom's honor. So Fregz Apote, I wanted to rebrand it as something that was my creativity without my presence, so to speak. So Jaye was born. Fregz Apote became Jaye. Iya Fregz was born to honor my mom and the women in my life who had taught me how to cook. And the Fregz Atelier. So I'm an all-round creative. I'm not just a chef. And I've helped my friends do from image consulting to creating giving business ideas flesh, helping brands tell stories. So I've done it for free for a long time. And I was like, I think it's time to make money off it now. Yeah. So the Fregz Atelier was created, and we have canapes by Chef Fregz. Canapes always existed on the Chef Fregz menu, but I decided to make it an independent business because a lot of people sometimes didn't associate canapes with us. So I also wanted something that the next generation of chefs that I'm training have something to do that doesn't require my presence. So Chef Fregz on its own, which is the fine dining entity or the arm or expression, can have me, and it just comes at quite a price point, but that way I'm able to focus on being creative, doing things, but yet expanding my empire, because after a while, I have to show workings, as Nigerians say. Exactly. So it's not just about, Chef Fregz, the business has to speak. So that's my growth story. So Forward was a way to announce the 4 brands and just show that we're evolving, and we did Forward.
Forward.
All right, okay, so now on a lighter note, now this is your career. First of all, let me ask, who cooks at home?
Everybody asks me this question. Everyone asks me this question. So just on national TV, babe, I love you, but sorry. My wife prayed for a husband like me because she doesn't like to cook.
She prayed for a husband.
She prayed. She was just like, I'm not doing this. So I do cook at home for obvious reasons. But let me also shock you. I don't like cooking at home. It's
your day job.
It's my day job. Do you want to be reading news at home? No. I really hate cooking at home. It's a nightmare. I hate it so much.
Real quick, because about to wrap up. So how do you balance your personal life and your career? And also, what's your nastiest experience since you became a chef?
I don't know. There are many nasty experiences. Hot oil has poured on my hands at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Publicly.
Publicly. God. too many to count. You know, I'm
Just
about to
stands
serve duck for the next course, but the duck hasn't arrived.
Oh,
like,
man.
I don't know, there are many, you know, or somebody, you know, telling me that I didn't bring enough food, that I was cheating them, you know, at an event, that we entered a shouting match. You know, they're quite a few to
Just
count.
running a business in Nigeria is tough, but I just want to finalize on this.
Yes.
What does it mean, like having a supportive partner, someone like I see how close you are.
Oh, my wife
made
made me do forward. I was going to cancel it.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know if that's not an answer. She made me do it because I wanted to do this big event and I wanted it to be perfect. But she talked to the perfectionist in me, like, bro, calm down.
Yeah.
Scale it down, but make it effective. And we launched, and I'm sitting here today.
See that synergy?
Yes.
The cook, she brings the ideas.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much for speaking with us, and I do wish you the very best in your culinary journey.
Thank you so much for having me.
Can't wait to see what next you do. Understand?
Just watch us.
Fregz with us, everybody.